On today's episode of Nostalgic Nick-Nacks, I'm going to be showing you my game room shelves and everything that is on these shelves behind me. You see it in every episode in the background. Now it's time for it to be front and center, and I'm going to talk about each and every piece of gaming that I have in this room. Things that I acquired a long time ago in my childhood, and things that I just got last year or even this year. So I hope you're excited about it. This is probably going to be a couple of part series, maybe even a 3-part series, but I want to have a whole lot of fun and just show all of you out there my game room and what I am very proud of, because there are so many things in here that mean a lot to me, and I'm happy to share them with each and every one of you. Over the years on YouTube, I have seen so many people share their game collections and their game rooms, and I knew at one point I would be doing that myself. So here I am. I'm going to be talking about my game shelves, what I have behind me here, and stuff that you don't even see on camera. I'm very excited about this, and before I get started today, a couple of things. Did you know that I have channel memberships? I started channel memberships a few months ago as of recording this video, and I offer easy to follow step-by-step guides for fuse bead art. Just like this guy right here from Live Alive. I have patterns that are so easy to follow, and I'm adding more each and every month. So if you are a fuse beater and you want something to help you out, doesn't matter what level you're at with fuse beading, I can help you out with these patterns. And the great thing is they help you to fuse bead faster, so you can have a finished product and have it on your shelves, much like I do back here. So if you're interested in that, you can become a member of my channel, and I will release new patterns every single month and all kinds of different video game genres and all of your favorites: Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Metroid, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger. The list goes on, and every month I'm adding to it. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please check out the link in the description to become a member of the channel. And thank you, Colby and Joe, for being my 2 members. And you guys have been members for just about 3 months, and they are really enjoying it. So let me know if you have any questions, and let's go on with the video. What kind of game room do you have? I know you can't share pictures here on YouTube, but I'd love to know more about your game room, and tell me what are some of the most prized items that you have in your collection. I'd love to know that down below. And by the way, prized doesn't mean that it's valued at thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars, but prized means that it's valuable to you. Doesn't even matter if it's worth $10 or even a penny. It's very valuable to you, and I want to know that down in the comments. So starting off over here, of course, nothing but Switch here, but I do want to show you some different items that you may not be familiar with. And I'm going to try not to knock over all of my Switch games, which are just kind of sitting here. They don't have stands, and I do want to invest in stands, either to 3D print them in the future when I have a 3D printer. This one right here, Dragon Quest, it's just sitting on itself, and sometimes these can tip over. But I do like the Switch cases because they have a way to stand up on their own. But this item right here is very special, and all this is owed to my sister, and she had such great ideas of things she wanted to get when we were growing up and teenagers. And so we have the Chrono Trigger original soundtrack here, and the art on here is fantastic, straight from the game. Here you got the concept art, all the characters, and there's the other side of it. And of course this is a CD, and this is a Yosunori Masuda, and you've got the front there, and you got the back kind of tilted up like that. And of course we don't see CDs very often these days, but here it is. There's the inside, You can't go wrong with a Chrono Trigger soundtrack. And I'm glad we have this. Okay, I'm going to breeze through some of these titles. I've got Wargroove here. This one came with the map and some stickers and a strategy guide. I mean, just so cool that they included this. This is an indie title that is a tactical game, much like Advance Wars, except it's more of a medieval theme. So, love Wargroove. Still need to finish that game. Of course, you got the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and 3 series here, and you can put them together like that, and you've got all the warriors there. So, had to get those. Coincidentally, my wife got me all of this, and over 2 different Christmases. So, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Again, my sister was great about getting soundtracks and wanting them. So this is the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, original soundtrack, and then we had the Final Fantasy VII original soundtrack. Both great. All the original music. Look at that art right there. That's Amano's art, and just so cool to still have this stuff. I didn't sell these off. I did sell off quite a bit back when COVID was starting, and I started an eBay business. But I thought that these are just too cool to get rid of or to sell. You can't buy those soundtracks again, right? So why sell them? Next up, I have a couple of neat items here. This is a card that my wife made, and I'm just going to show you the art here. She did a phenomenal job. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I got it last year for my birthday, and she pre-ordered it, and she drew Donkey Kong. Look at that. She's got a big banana. She's got Donkey Kong there, and it says, "Watch out for his coconut gun. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too, the first member of the DK crew." I taught her that song, and she remembered that. She's just so fantastic. I love my wife dearly, and that was awesome that she made this card and drew Donkey Kong. Love it, love it, love it. So this I got from students at one point. If you didn't know, I'm a teacher, full-time teacher, out for the summer now. And this is a cool little book. There's a series of different historical figures, and of course this one is about Nintendo. There's some other different companies as well in this book, but it's just a little cute history of Nintendo. Pretty accurate, actually. Next up, I have some quick fire games. Ease, Nordics, still going through that one. The Grandia collection, Fantasian here, and Tactics Ogre Reborn. All these games I'm still playing through or haven't started yet. So they're just kind of back here on the back burner. And of course, I've got Sea of Stars. This is my physical copy. I actually backed the Sea of Stars people, Sabotage Games, on their Sea of Stars game. And this was the Super Nintendo looking copy. And I got a digital copy for free, so I never opened this. And I kept it sealed. Maybe it'll be worth something. I know at first they were selling, these were reselling for about $500. And now they've gone down from there. I think they're about $230 or something if they're sealed. But hey, why open it right now? I've already played through the game. I don't need to go back through it. So that's just this little nook. There is more to go. Let's keep going. So up here at the top, I have some cool titles. But first, I'm going to talk about these little figures. Just cheap little figures that I've found at thrift stores, McKay's, different places like that. So I got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and then I have Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Great games. Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario Maker 2. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Switch 2. Love this game. Defeated it back in February. Finished the game. Not 100%, but definitely finished it for what I need. Paper Mario and the Origami King. This came out during COVID, very strange time. It was released very soon after it was announced. I still haven't finished that one. WWE 2K25. Funny thing about this game, yes, it is a code in the box, but it was $15 and I got a good deal on it through Walmart online. And hey, it's a wrestling game. It's not like the old wrestling games that were really great, but it's still great, and it was fun to play because the graphics are really good and I enjoyed it. If you enjoy playing something, it doesn't matter what other people think. You enjoy it, that's all that matters, right? And I also have Yoshi's Crafted World. My wife got me that one a few years ago. Mario Kart 8, of course, greatest game ever. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Love this game too, still need to finish it. Great game. This is a really cool item. My wife got me this, I believe, last year. And it's so fantastic. So Etsy, of course, has these little boxes that you can buy, and she was very secretive about it. I had no idea that she was getting it for me, and I opened the box. It was my birthday present, one of my birthday presents from her, and just super awesome. We were married in 2017, so June 25th, and you can see there's Link and Zelda. You got a chicken in the background. You got some other things from the game there, and there's Link and Zelda on the back. This is just, it was very special that she got this for me, and I have it up here on the shelf. So I think it's time to take a little break from the Switch collection, and I'm going to show you some of the Super Nintendo titles that I still have around. I sold a few of these, not very many, but way back in the day when I was in high school, and it was just about the time I was going to college. It was a little bit before that, but I had this idea that I needed to get rid of stuff because I felt like I didn't need it anymore. So I had action figures. I had Final Fantasy action figures that we got from Babbage's in Wilmington. Very specialized figures that are expensive now. I had a bunch of other figures, Final Fantasy VIII figures, and just a collection of other action figures, from Ninja Turtles to Power Rangers to other ones. Plus games, Nintendo 64 games, Super Nintendo games, a few PlayStation games, but not too many of those. And all of this we were trying to sell it. Some of it went to donation, Salvation Army. And then the other stuff, the video games, actually went to a store. And this store was a mixed computer store type of place where you could sell things to. It wasn't a pawn shop, but we sold. I went over there with my parents and my sister, and we sold some great games, some actually pretty expensive games now, like Mario Party 3, and sold them. And I got $100. And I'm telling you, that store made a bank on that delivery of stuff. And you know, I don't have any regrets now, but I wish I could just see what were the games that I had given up at that point in time for $100. So let me know down below if you have a similar story, whether it be that you had to sell them for money or that you just made a mistake and didn't really have to sell them and you just decided it was time to maybe lighten your load or something. But you know, things happen for a reason, and I know I sold those for a reason. Not sure what the reason was, but hey, I have a lot of great Switch games now, and pretty much all the games that I sold, and that's okay. They're in Switch form now, which I wouldn't probably hook up my old consoles again anyways. So anyways, I've got some Super Nintendo I'm going to show you here. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I did a video a while back on this game and some of the others in here very early on with YouTube, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And then we got Super Mario World, of course, my entry into video gaming, really. And then we have Super Mario Kart. Gotta love it. And if you're curious about these boxes, I've talked about them before. These are called mini boxes. And there's a guy in Etsy that will print these for you, put them in a plastic casing. It protects your games, but it also makes them look like the way they were originally with that original box print. So pretty cool idea. I'll have that in the description below. And they're really neat. He does all kinds of different systems and everything. And by the way, you can't really see it from this angle, but there is a shelf here that has 3 tiers. I just got this off of Amazon. I'll put a link down below, but it holds these Super Nintendo games very well. We have Donkey Kong Country, and then Donkey Kong Country 2, of course, Diddy Kong's Quest, or his Conquest, and then we have Double Trouble. So all 3 fantastic games. I even love the 3rd game. A little different, but it was great. It was a great challenge. This is Harvest Moon. So if you're familiar with Harvest Moon, this was the first version of Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo, and it was the only one on Super Nintendo, and it really explained to us what a farming simulator game is all about. We had never seen anything like that before. These are some of my favorite games of all time. So I have Chrono Trigger, and all of these boxes I have the cartridges. The cartridges are the original ones. So there's Chrono Trigger, and then my other true favorite, both of these are great, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Look at this, so good. They're so good. I look at these and I see a huge chunk of my childhood. So that's all that's up here on these top shelves. Of course, I've got stuff all the way up here too. Just a couple of things I'll show you here. We got some more unique items here. So getting this down, it's a little bit precarious. This is a Mario birdhouse that my wife got me. And you see, there's the inside. It's just got stickers on it, and somebody was selling it. So I thought it was really neat. Haven't put it on a tree, but just kind of decided to stick it here in the game room. Here's a mushroom, very soft, and there's a Yoshi. So I've got a green Yoshi somewhere up here. This is a cool little light. I have to get the battery changed so it lights up, but this whole part lights up. Just a neat little thing you can get on Amazon. I really do enjoy having that on. And then of course another Mario here with his fire flower costume. So next up I have this tiny little shelf here, and just have a collection. This is kind of the Game Boy shelf, if you will. I have a coffee mug that when you put the hot water in it, coffee, tea, whatever, it actually will light up the screen and it will be green like the original Game Boy Color, or not the Game Boy Color, but the original Game Boy not colored Game Boy. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've got some Game Boys that I still have, and I actually sold off a couple of Game Boys a few years ago and happened to come across another one. So this is my Game Boy I got. It's the Game Boy Advance SP, and I got it back on my 16th birthday. I'll never forget. I got Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and I got a couple of other games. So cool to have a Game Boy that had a backlit screen, and it still turns on. Still works like a charm. It was so cool. I loved my time with it. We were staying at the beach for a week for vacation, and I had my nose in this thing a lot of the time that week. But it was just a perfect birthday. And then I actually came across this Somebody that my wife works with actually had this and was selling it, so I got a good deal on it. So now I have 2 Game Boy Advance SPs in great condition, and they're just so cool to collect and, you know, sit on your shelf. Of course, I was just talking about the Super Nintendo boxes. These are all Game Boy boxes for Pokemon games. So this one right here, the red one's actually empty. I do have the blue in here, and I have the gold. These are super cute, and they hold the little cartridge. They're so tiny. I mean, look at it in comparison to this Game Boy, which was my sister's Game Boy, and it's about half the height of it. It's just really neat how many and cute it is. This Game Boy here doesn't work anymore. The screen needs to be replaced, and it was a Game Boy Pocket. So this was before the colors. You had the Pocket. I had a Game Boy Color. I did sell it a few years ago, but decided to keep this one because I thought it was cool. One other Game Boy title I have is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So there it is, and the game is in there. So this game is always fun to take to the school and teach kids about the history of video gaming, because, you know, it's all about adventure, it's all about exploring and using your critical thinking skills. Problem solving, all of that is so important. I thought this was another neat toy that I came across. So this is Raccoon Mario here, and he kind of jumps up when this sticks to the table, and he bounces up like that. I thought it was really neat, and I couldn't resist getting it because he just kind of wobbles around. I love it. Okay, so here I am back at the desk, and this is what I was talking about. This is the little cache of strategy, or not strategy guides, but instruction manuals. And I'm going to go through these, just kind of reminisce a little bit about how great strategy guides and instruction manuals were. And if you remember back to the beginning of the video, I was talking about games that I gave away for a very cheap $100. And this is a kind of a reminder of that, because I did not give the instruction manuals away because I felt like that nobody would want the instruction manuals, which is very odd now that I think about it in today's world. But I guess everybody back then thought that things were disposable, and that included video games. We can just go back to Walmart and get that video game again. But little did I know, and everybody else of my generation know, that those games were not going to be around forever. So let's go ahead and go through them. So I have Donkey Kong Country here. Of course, a lot of these you just saw in my little tour. Donkey Kong Country 3, Animaniacs, look at that. So we got some Animaniacs, really fun little game that you could play. Animaniacs was a cartoon, and this was by Konami. Konami made this, so very cool. Donkey Kong Country 2. And we have a couple of interesting manuals. This is the cleaning kit. I did have the cleaning kit for the Super Nintendo, and then you have the general manual for your system, because you couldn't go on the internet and learn how to use it, right? You had to rely on your manual, or you can call Nintendo. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Kart. Super Mario World. Activision poster that I got with a game lot that I bought from one of our neighbors and a few years ago, and I've got some manuals that came with that as well. So Star Fox 64, I played through this, had a live stream about last month, I think it was. So check that out on my catalog of live streams if you want to see Super Mario. So if you want to see Star Fox 64. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This is one that has been in the gaming news lately with the new reveal of Ocarina of Time. I think it looks really great, and I cannot wait to see more for that game. Banjo-Kazooie, love Banjo-Kazooie. And Super Smash Brothers, the first one, only about 8 characters I think it was. Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. I don't think I finished that game at all. And one of those games that I got rid of, along with Mario Party 2. I think Mario Party 2 is my favorite. And Yoshi's Story, this one, more interestingly, has a kind of a crafty type of cover to it, which was interesting design choice. Yoshi's Story, a very short game, easy game. Hey you, Pikachu! You had the microphone you can plug into the Nintendo 64 and talk to Pikachu. Very strange stuff. Mario Party 3. Yep. Pokemon Stadium. A lot of people know that game. Diddy Kong Racing, one of the best erasers out there that has not been released on NSO. But man, look at that. Oh, I love that. I love that they made a kart racing game with some Banjo-Kazooie characters and Donkey Kong characters, all these rare characters. Killer Instinct Gold. I had never played Killer Instinct, but for some reason I got this with the Nintendo 64. And very violent game, but we had it. One of the few violent games that we had. Lego Racers. This was a cool game because Lego wasn't, you didn't just get Lego games all the time back then. We had WCW Backstage Assault. Not a great game at all, but there it is. Mario Kart 64, the best Mario Kart game before Mario Kart 8. Really love that. And I'm super sad that I gave this game away pretty much. Quest 64. This game, let me know if you want me to stream this at any time. I guess I'll have to emulate it, but Quest 64, notoriously one of the worst JRPGs out there, or RPGs. It wasn't the worst, but it was very slow. It definitely wasn't anywhere near the best. Pilot Wings 64. Yep, Pilot Wings. Such a great game. Mischief Makers. This was a cool game. Cool concept. Grab onto things and shake them. Kind of an action-based game. Sort of a precursor to Beautiful Joe. Very different games, but I can see the similarities. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Donkey Kong 64. Look at that. Banjo-Tooie. Oh, and by the way, Donkey Kong just came out on NSO, if you didn't know. Yep. And now I've got another Star Fox 64 manual here. Got a few left. Pokemon Snap. Snap it up. And then we have Clay Fighter 63 in the third. And Paper Mario, the first Paper Mario game. One more manual, then I'll finish out the video. And I've got plenty of other stuff to show you, trust me. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to come back for part 2. I want to see a lot of people engaging in this video and talking about their collections. This game manual is one that is very expensive and sought after. And you saw Harvest Moon up there. Well, the manual itself is worth about $150. And I've got it right here. And it's in great shape. So cool. So neat to still have these manuals to flip through. And I keep it in a special Ziploc bag because I know it's worth money. And I may never sell it, but you know what? It's good to keep it in great condition in case I do. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at those manuals. I always love just going through and seeing what kind of manuals I have. I don't have the boxes, like I said. Another crazy thing, you used to throw away the boxes in a trash bag along with the wrapping paper at Christmas and birthdays. I know it's blasphemy, I'm telling you. But that's what happened. We thought everything was disposable and we could just go out and buy it again. But, you know, things happen. And, yeah, at least I still have these, right? Well, that's it for part one of my game room tour video. I hope you all enjoyed it and you have some really great things that you notice about what's on my gaming shelves. I enjoyed doing this, and feel free to comment, ask me questions about anything I covered in today's video. I always love looking at those Super Nintendo games, and my Switch collection is so cool to see them all lined up like that. Stay tuned, I will have more next time. I have some Sega games, I have some Nintendo 3DS games. I gotta go over all that too. And of course Nintendo 64 right up there, and some GameCube. Also, I can't forget my PlayStation games. So lots more to come. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon. And if you're interested, check out my channel memberships and support me in my YouTube journey. Thank you all so much for watching today. I pray that you have a fantastic day. And until next time, go add to your game collection and have some happy gaming.